All right, we found everything we need to find here. We were doing a segment watching D'Angelo Wallace do this, and it was just not. It was not hitting for me. I'll tell you that. Too pro clutchy. I want to see this whole situation from start to finish. So we're gonna watch the bit in Andrew Schulz's podcast. That's, I guess, he makes a joke about black women. We'll start with that. Then we're going to go on and we're going to watch their apology. It's not the whole podcast, like the first 4 minutes. And then I want to watch Andrew Schulz react to that apology. But I want to get the context myself because I just feel like I'm getting it filtered through other people. And I want to see how big of a deal it is. I don't like Andrew Schulz. I just don't. I really haven't liked him ever since. I mean, what really confirmed it for me was after like him and Shane Gillis talked. I just don't like the guy. I don't know. I don't find him particularly funny. You know, this is just me. Sometimes he seems to lean more disrespectful than just edgy. I love edgy humor. It's constantly edgy humor. But I like to think I'm not disrespectful about it. And I feel like sometimes Andrew Schulz is, from the limited amount I've seen. Then again, what do I know? You know? So let's see. That's it. Let's see.
Yeah,
cultural.
Really?
Yeah,
Black
man.
Girlfriend effect.
Yeah.
You're
into that.
Yeah, she came in.
What's the black girlfriend? They just come in and start fighting?
Nah, bro.
Okay.
You guys don't know about the black girlfriend effect. She just...
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know
just
about
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
Yeah, I've seen memes of this. I've seen memes of this on TikTok. It's funny. Like a black girlfriend will post it, and the white guy will just be like regular looking, and then afterwards he has this fit together. And like I was saying before, like I don't know what it is, but like if I'm gonna get, especially my beard touched up, I only go to black barbers. I don't know. I've never had a white barber cut my hair very well. They've done okay, but I never get the attention that I deserve. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I don't usually go to the barber, but when I do, it's always a black guy, just to be real.
Bro,
I like that. I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of. That's hilarious.
Okay.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might.
Well, it sounds like he's reading the room. I mean, the joke's a little over. I mean, it's a little stupid to me. Because, like, listen, I was saying this before, and people were getting a little upset. But, like, in my experience, I grew up around a lot of black and Hispanic women. My mother worked at White Castle, right? So, like, you know, there's a lot of black and Hispanic people who work for White Castle. A lot of, I don't know what you'd call, like, not, like, Haitian. You shouldn't call Haitian women or men black. They don't like it. They don't, I don't know. That's a whole thing. I'm not getting into that. But those are the black people I grew up around. And like, I don't know, man. I mean, in my experience, really all the women in my life are tough. Well, my mother's a fucking man. I'll tell you that. Holy shit. But like, yeah, a lot of the women, pretty much all the women I grew up, most of them, a lot of them were unmarried and fucking ball busters. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of have, the black women I grew up around were tougher, you know? That's just me personally, you know? Not a bad thing. I like tough women. My wife's fucking ghetto as hell. You know, she's not black. I don't think ghetto's bad either. She's trashy. My wife's a little trashy. She's got like a thick Long Island accent, and she's tough. And like, you know, I know my wife would hit me if I ever fucked with her. so, but the whole hitting thing, that's like over the line. You know, that's like too much. But you know, whatever. I guess. Okay.
It'd be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective.
Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets
That means what?
Hey, let me get a US translation.
Kendrick fans? Get him!
I mean, like, if you find Andrew's joke to be like a little over the line, it seems stupid. But I mean, whatever. I mean, listen, like, I've heard a lot of black women talking about how black men can be disrespectful. I mean, white guys can be too. But, you know, then there's like the whole intersectionality thing where it's like black feminism, right? Where it's like advocating for black people and women. But like in some feminist spaces, black women feel like they're being targeted with racism. And then in like black spaces, black women might feel like they're targeted by sexism. It's like a whole thing. you know, a lot. So they might have a little bit of their own thoughts. They might be a little. They might have a little less respect for black women. I don't really know.
We love them all.
That's
But it just kind of seems like stupid joking banter. That's just like, I would have just turned it off, right?
English for white.
Guys, we added a second and third show.
Whoa! I had a second and third masturbation session today. Oh yeah.
Up this special, and then it's game time. We appreciate.
Saying black women you grew up with are tougher versus black women tend to be abusive and aggressive is very different. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's very true.
Y'all. Peace.
All right, guys, I'm gonna give you some dates as well.
Is this it? Is this it? Is that the whole? That's the whole joke?
Great Britain from.
Hangest white girls in England, bro.
I say Manchester.
That's the whole joke? What is a pangist white girl? You know what? I don't care. Only pangist I know is two pangist from Boy Meets World. I think that's it. Everybody, is that the whole? That's the whole clip. The joke's a little over the line, I guess. I just don't care. He's a comedian. Like, is it racist? Probably a little bit. You know. Yeah, I mean, it's shitty. I don't necessarily care. It's not that big of a deal to me. It seems like I would just turn that off, right? Like, I don't think everything needs to be moral outrage, but I'm more interested in, like, the response. So that podcast was from fucking July 17th. August, September. 2 months ago. Pang means hot in London, Mr. Go. Okay. Well, you know, live in a real country. Okay, let's see what their apology is.
Guys,
Girls.
right before we get into today's guys,
Girls.
right before we get
Hey,
into
what about non-binary? Edgy, not necessary. Yeah.
today's episode,
Yeah, I agree with that. Sure.
quick PSA, quick acknowledgement.
Bro, can we just acknowledge something right here? Do you guys know what I always say? There's two types of people who watch anime: weird white guys or weird white people, and then normal black people. What is this? Naruto? By the way, Rock Lee. Why they really need to do a lot more with his character. Fucking forgot his name from Hunter x Hunter. This guy's a pedophile. This picture, but he's still kind of badass. And Ong. That's what you're supposed to. That's how M Night Shyamalan said it. Thank you for the $10 for PP. Stop giving me money. I'm not kidding. Okay, but thank you. What's your vault looking like? I'll find out later.
So if you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. But
Okay.
we just wanted to address something that's
He looks like he has a flying nimbus on his, on the neck. Ooh, like a Ahsoka. Yeah.
happening
Who's the old guy? He's fucking badass, dude. He killed Miriam or whatever his name was.
at the minute.
Yep.
This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour.
Okay.
And yeah, there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One,
Nah, I disagree. I think that they were kind of inappropriate. In my opinion, they're not inappropriate enough to warrant a response. Like is it Netaro? I don't know how to say that. You know, to me, like everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does stupid shit. And like, if I make a mistake bad enough, I'll meaningfully apologize, like content wise. But if I make a small mistake, I just go, all right, do better next time. Because I don't think you don't have to fucking respond to every goddamn thing that you do wrong and make a meaningful apology. And this one wasn't that big of a deal. I think the joke was like shitty. And again, I would have just turned off the podcast. That's it. Like, it's just, to me, it doesn't even like warrant calling out, except the fact that people are talking about it and now I'm curious. Netiro? Okay. Hannah Montana, yeah. So I don't think that they even needed to say anything.
bro, one specific.
And if they're gonna say anything, they should be like, yeah, you know what, the joke was a little like lowbrow. We should have given pushback, our bad. That's really all they should have said.
Specifically pertaining to black women.
Yep.
And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Making a frankly racist joke.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we were laughing at it. And
Yeah, because you thought it was funny.
There's first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously
I already watched a little bit of this. This is gonna be the weakest male behavior I've ever seen in my life.
there's just literally no excuse. There is no excuse.
Agreed.
And
Waiting for
fight or
fight
flight
or
is a
flight.
real thing. Like it
You're pathetic. Here's my thing. And maybe this is a little out of touch. I feel like the worst issue here is the fact that you're not being a fucking man. Okay, and listen, man. I don't think everybody has to hold themselves to like what it means to be a man as your moral center. You know what I mean? You do you, but chances are they do, and I do. If you're in a situation where somebody says something and you decide not to say something, I understand. Like, I'm not going to educate my racist grandfather on why he should probably just use that black guy's name, okay, instead of the other word. I'm just kidding. He's dead. Dick. No. You know, there's a time and a place. I'm not going to educate older people on maybe some of their ignorances. Ignorancies? I don't know. But if you're on a podcast and Schulz is making an inappropriate joke about black women, you could be like, you know, he could laugh or whatever. You'd be like, man, that's like a little over the line, man. Like, black women are cool. You could set a and Shane Gillis did it. You know, he was like, oh, you're pushing too far when it comes to like jokes about Down syndrome. Be a fucking man. Or if you found it funny, because maybe there's some sexism yourself going around here, from you guys, then just say we found it funny, and then be like, yeah, we found it funny, but you know what, it's not. Don't fucking fight or flight it. Don't pretend, like, don't fucking play this bullshit game. You're not gonna get obliterated because you decided to like stand firm and be like, hey, listen, man, that's a little over the line. You don't have to be like super big a dick about it. You're like, dude, like that's a little too much. Like, black women are cool. You know, give a little pushback. Grow the fuck up. Be a fucking man. So the best part of the Abba and Preach video is they pull up a clip of making the same joke less than a year before they got big. I don't doubt it.
Fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in the situation,
you're pathetic.
Situations you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you, I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down, I would smack homeboy in the face.
You wouldn't done any of that. You're a performative fucking weasel.
Yeah.
I would say this, I'll do that, but when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah.
I want to see this joke from Abba and Preach. Is it this right here? Hold on a second.
Really hurt people that
It's her.
to us.
Hold on.
She used to watch on a TV show who was obviously black. She was like, oh, I wish I was her. And I'm thinking, what?
Jesus Christ.
She kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black. I wish I was black. I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
what?
For starters, if he was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. So I'm just saying.
Okay, so that's them making a joke about how black men don't like black women?
If you were black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. Just keep listening.
This guy, like, Preach is just like a fucking renaissance man. This is very dapper.
That's such a bold statement to say.
I wish I was black.
I wish I was black. Like, yes.
What's going on in your life?
What? Do you know what I mean?
You're white, fam.
You're white.
You're
Just
winning, fam. To interrupt. What
It's kind of true.
is it with? It sounds like I'm hating on black girls. I'm actually not. Even though I'll come back to. I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Even though I'll come back to it, I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Anyway, moving on. I'll come back to it. I'll come back. Why do black girls want every type of guy?
Just want to come back.
So black women used to bully him. That might have happened. I wouldn't doubt that. I don't know what the whole context
The
is.
reason why I play that clip because I'm like, wasn't you doing the exact kind of jokes? If not, that is more.
I mean, that's them making a joke of black women, and it seems like he had an issue growing up with black women. Maybe they made fun of him. Maybe there was a colorism thing going on. I wouldn't doubt that. You know, I know a little bit of stuff about black people. Okay, I know a little bit of stuff. And I know that this thing called colorism, so light-skinned black guys sometimes will get made fun of, or dark-skinned black guys might be. It depends on the pool that you're in, you know. So, okay, sure.
Bro,
Literally,
move
all
on is
you
the
wanna
fucking
do-
word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just
Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
There's
And
so
like we
many
had to say a
times.
few times, bro, just move on.
Just move
Just
on.
move
Literally,
on.
so many different topics. We were like, move on.
Yeah.
And it's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
Get out of that situation.
literally get out of that situation, keep the ball rolling. And we thought it was going to be more of like a.
Bro, if they had just said, like, yeah, when we made the joke, we were a little uncomfortable, but, like, it was, you know, it's like, what are you going to do? I would have been more okay with that. But fight or flight is just not, you just didn't feel that way. I don't want to pretend to take everybody's feelings seriously. I don't have to respect this non-existent feeling. You guys, I think that they found the joke genuinely funny, and they were laughing about it, and that's it. Frankly, I think it was a miss from Schulz, but, like, that's how far I would go. But fight or flight, dude, you're being fucking weak. You're being pathetic. Because if that's your argument, like, be a fucking man, and you should have said something. You know, if you thought the joke was funny and, like, maybe you're a little sexist or whatever, I could deal with that more. I honestly respect that more than you. Like, I was so scared I couldn't say anything to this scary Jewish guy. Sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'm a scary guy. I'm Jewish. Shut up. Okay, I could say it. Gotta be careful, man. They're fucking. Like, it's hard to make jokes about Jewish people sometimes. YouTube will give you like it's weird. It's like, bro, I'm a fucking Jew. I can't make a goddamn joke. Although a lot of people, things have been a little crazy for a while. I guess I kind of understand it, but yeah, man. Like, just fucking own it. I don't know.
A bros chat, but it ended up being something
that's like really, really hurt people that look to us for support and look to us to feel protected. And protected is the main thing that I wanted to discuss, is that it is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
What the fuck are you talking? Relax. You're not that. It's not that deep. You're not that popular. Well, excuse me. You're very popular. You're not that meaningful. You don't matter that much. Okay. Andrew Schulz isn't Jewish. Fucking Schulz is totally Jewish. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no way. Is it? It's a fucking Jewish name, dude. What are you talking? You can't tell me it's not Jewish. Look at this. Look at these curls, bro. You can't tell me. What the fuck are you talking? What are you saying? I gotta push this up a little bit. You're being a crazy guy. You're being a silly little goose.
And it is definitely...
He's Scottish. Bro, I'm German and Jewish, okay? I'm a fucking walking paradox. Whatever the fuck word you'd say. All right? You can be more than one thing. This is the world we live in, okay?
No.
The name is Jewish. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care what he says. He's... Okay? Listen. The name, maybe he's not Jewish. I mean, he just is. I've decided that he's Jewish. I mean, it's fucking... Schulz is not Italian. I don't really care what he says. He's just trying to... He's just upset. Okay? I don't really care, but that is the origin of his name. Okay?
Not cool to be...
Papa God, if I said a black person robbed me, so I have a stigma against them, that's racist? Maybe. But I mean, I'd get it. Like, if a white guy fucking stole your lunch money in high school and you hated white people, I'd get it. Like, I don't care. Okay? Like, I'm not trying to be that guy. I fucking get it, dude. You know what I mean?
In that situation. And again, not be the ones to stand up and kick the cameras down. And
should we analyze his bone structure? Shut the fuck up.
We fucked it on that occasion.
We did.
It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you...
Bro, stop. If you send that one more time, I'm going to fucking time you out. Just stop saying the same thing. I already responded to you.
Don't know what you're prepared for. You don't know how to prepare for something
you don't know
that you
about.
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And once it's happened one time, you're like, fuck, all right.
You learn from your mistakes. And that's literally...
bro.
You could have just said, like, yo, listen, people are giving us heat. We get it. We thought, you know what, the joke wasn't appropriate and we shouldn't have laughed. That's all you had to say. L diagnosis, bro. Shut the fuck up. Okay? That's all you had to say. You could have just been like, yeah, this is on us. Like, why are you... It's funny because, like, first of all, they thought it was genuinely funny. You could just see the way that they're laughing. Okay? But second of all, you're just destroying any future of working with, like, certain people. There's people. Like, people are going to look at this and go, like, this is really weak. Like, if they ever come on our podcast and they get a little bit of pushback, they're going to throw us under the bus instantaneously. Like, that's exactly what's going to be interpreted here.
From your mistakes,
we fucked it and we're
sorry.
And
we definitely do apologize.
Respond to the allegations that you live in England. Respond to those allegations. Apologize for that.
For me, like, it's one of them ones where you don't realize that, like, for one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
Especially
when you're not.
That's how I feel about the Gooners.
When unintentionally,
for real.
And also on top of that, it was so crazy that, like, the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community.
Bro, I don't care if people have prejudices against any race or group of people. What I care about is if people act on those prejudices, you know? You might have grown up and had, like, a problem with a person of a certain color or a white person, whatever, you know, and then I would get having, like, a bias against that person. Like, it's an irrational bias against, like, all white people. It's just like how you act with that. Do you use that? Do you have a manager's job and you do your best to not get somebody hired because of the color of their skin, then that's racist. But like nobody grows up perfectly. You might have grown up around fucking a certain group of people that were just like mean to you. I get it. I don't know why we're still going on about this as if like this is the hottest take of the century. It doesn't have to be right or good for me to understand something. Just try not to act on that. It's not that fucking deep, bro. You know?
The irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community and show how much we love our supporters and how much time we spent.
Well, you were there to do a press tour or whatever, do a tour
at the shows and just like getting to know people and just like understanding our community better and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love, and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community and how much our community show out for us. And then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to.
So why did it take you 2 months to apologize then? If this is so genuine, why are you waiting 2 months later to apologize about this? Like, I don't understand. Obviously, this is just because of the backlash. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I don't know. This is so stupid. What's their argument? What would their argument be? Like, oh, we didn't like it, but we didn't say anything because we felt fight or flighted. But now that you're being mean to us, now we are like, well, we have to speak up. This is stupid.
To have this conversation now. But at the end of the day, mistakes make you a better person.
Mistakes do make you a better person.
You're not.
Wow. Well, I like how they're telling us that they've grown and that they're better people now. They didn't even say mistakes can make you a better person. They're like, mistakes make you a better person. I'm actually better now than if I hadn't laughed at jokes against black women. It's like, what the fuck?
Not born a perfect person. And yeah, we don't condone, we don't appease that behavior, we don't rate it. And we don't want you guys to think that we were sat in that room rating what's going on.
We hold our hands up, we apologize, you learn from your mistakes, and we hope we don't let our community down again, because ultimately we do this for you guys. Like,
yeah, you guys are all we have, man.
You guys are literally all we have.
These guys are pathetic. We do this for you guys. Stop that. I hate it when content creators say shit like that. We do this for you. This is for you. Blah, 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 blah. I do this, and they do this for themselves. I do this for myself, okay? Do I like you guys? Of course not. No, I like you guys. I enjoy, especially people who show up to the stream and say hi and interact and try to stunlock me in the fucking chat. I enjoy you guys. I think it's awesome, and I'm always appreciative that you listen and you engage with me. I don't even understand why, personally. I don't, but it's cool, and I like it, and I'm pretty happy about it. But like, I don't do this for you guys. No content creator does any content for their fan. Like, they don't do it in general for their fans. They might do a giveaway for their fans, but they don't do it for their fans. I hate when people say that, because it tries to make it seem like it's fucking so altruistic. Like, they're just so meaningful. Oh, I do this for you. Shut the fuck up. You do it to make money. You like to make money. I love making money. I don't know if we went over my ethnicity before. Everybody likes making money. Like, that's as deep as it is. I don't lie for attention. They are, obviously. But like, I hate this. Like, it's moral masturbation. It drives me nuts. And it really is a little bit very, very low intelligence manipulation. That's what it is. It's trying to like manipulate your fans into being like, we love you too. Like, it's shut the fuck up, man. Be honest with people.
You guys have taken us to this level, and we don't want to let you guys down going forward anymore. So,
yeah, but anyway, on to regular viewership.
Yes, sir.
Level of love.
Gang.
All right. Well, hopefully that's the last time they respond to this situation, because it would be stupid if they responded more. But I am interested in what Mr. Schultz's responses to the sussy behavior of these fine black gentlemen. Let's see what we got.
Any listeners here that are upset at us, we just want to let you know that you're going to stay upset. Okay, what we're not going to do is sit here with our dicks tucked between our legs, apologizing on the podcast for jokes.
Well, you could have just been like, oh, sorry, the joke was a little over the line. That's literally all they could. I mean, he doesn't have to say that. But like, fundamentally, it doesn't make you... I'm going to mute the game, don't worry. What the fuck? It's not even working. Fundamentally, it's okay to apologize as long as the apologies are proportionate, right? Like, you could just be like, oh, sorry, it was a little lowbrow on my bed. They could have left it at that. They don't have to. I'm just saying, like, it's not a bad thing to apologize.
Okay. Matter of fact, we have a new apology video that we should definitely watch. The ShxtsnGigs gentlemen came on the podcast.
I love them.
I love
I
that.
feel bad they're going through this.
Yeah, but actually I do want to take this seriously because they are serious guys, and I want to. I'll stop fucking laughing, dude. They are defending their community. They came on the podcast. They got a lot of flack for laughing at a joke, and I would just want to hear their apology.
You asked me what I got out of my fucking out of my vault, and you're telling me it's maintenance day. Get the fuck out of here.
These are serious fucking guys, and this is a serious.
You made me think that it was ready.
This is a serious apology. Ow. You're an asshole. Ow. No, can you take it seriously?
All right, sure.
Okay. Shifty?
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, that's crazy, Shifty. That's crazy.
Shifty.
Come on, Shifty.
Shifty,
fucking racist.
I want everybody to just take this serious, and I want us to try to have a serious moment. It's a serious podcast, and I want to just listen to their heartfelt apology.
I have a feeling that Andrew might be being sarcastic here.
Yeah.
Right, before we get into today's episode, quick PSA, quick acknowledgement.
Quick acknowledgement: we were held at gunpoint when we had to make that apology.
If you know,
Or when we laughed, I mean.
if you don't, it's fine. But we just wanted to address something
How come podcasts can never do this the right way? How come they always have this fucking nonsense?
that's happening at the minute. This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. And there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women. And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke.
I didn't know he was going to react. I didn't know he was going to wait for the whole thing to play and then react. My bad, guys.
I'm not even going to get into specifics.
Don't you get in.
Frankly, like, racist joke.
Yeah.
And we were laughing.
It was a racist and a sexist joke. That's the thing. I don't know why people deny bigoted jokes are that. I love edgy jokes. That's what they are. They're like racist. I like racist and sexist and homophobic, and I like jokes about like a lot of stuff. I make fun of I mean, that sounds like such a cliche, but I make fun of who gives a shit? As long as it's respectful. I think you can make jokes respectfully. At least men can. My friends and I, we'll make racist jokes about each other. Women are, if they make racist jokes, they're actually racist, okay? But when men do it, it's okay. That's it
For now. And to give, first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse.
Pause.
There is no excuse.
Agreed.
Pause.
There's no excuse.
There's no fucking excuse. Al.
And
Can you pause? No excuse right now. I just want to take in the beginning of it. There's no excuse for a joke.
Yeah, pause like 80 times.
There is never an excuse for making jokes.
But can we try?
I'm not going to ever make an excuse for being a comedian. There's never an excuse for making jokes.
Yeah.
Okay? That is a real statement said by a man. I just want that to be clear. There is never an excuse for making jokes with the boys. Go on. Let's take it serious. Look at how sad he is over on the left.
thing. Like, it is, yeah. Fight is a real thing. And it's
He is. Do you see how? We should go back. We should go back because he's going through it right now. Look how he practiced this. I'm gonna pick my skin on my finger.
I love you guys.
No. I need you to watch it. Look, he bite his bottom lip. Like, oh fuck, man.
There is no excuse. And fight or flight is a real thing. Like, it is, yeah. Fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so
Fucking fight or flight is ridiculous.
not easy to say, but when you're in the situation, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down,
Yeah.
I'll smack homeboy in the face,
Yeah.
I'll say this, I'll do that. But when you're in
I like that posturing. I would have smacked Andrew Schulz. Like, I know that like he's trying to make it seem like, oh, you'd say you'd do this, but you wouldn't do that anyway. You thought the joke was funny.
you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Oh my god. No, black women. I like big, fat, black titties. But not enough to not laugh at a joke, okay?
Yeah, bro,
Pause.
move on. It's the fuck.
I've been there. I know what that's like. When you're just having fun and laughing with the boys, and you're like, I just can't wait to move on from that. Don't you know that feeling when you experience the fight or flight and then you just laugh? Does that happen to you guys when your body is just being torn with a primal urge to either fight or flight, and instead you just go, ha ha ha?
Well, that's the thing is that like some people laugh when they're nervous, but that didn't read to me as nervous laughing. That read to me as enthusiastic laughing. They thought that it was interesting and funny.
You guys ever have that feeling?
I feel like you're making an excuse for jokes.
I would never.
That sounds like what you're doing.
Hey, I would never excuse taking two things that have nothing to do with one another and then bring them together to make your friends laugh. I would never excuse that, Mark.
What if it has a good setup and a misdirection at the end?
You're enticing me. You're doing that thing where you're kind of tricking me with your brain. You're using your brain to trick me into a bringing something I do not want to agree with.
I'm just asking.
Please continue.
Fucking word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just move on to the next thing. Move on. And like we had to say a few times, bro, just move on. Just move on.
There's so many different topics. We're like, move on.
Yeah.
It's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
Get out of that situation.
Get out of there. I know.
Keep the ball rolling, and we thought it was going to be more of like a bros
Yeah,
chat, but
just
it
like-
ended
yeah,
up
yeah.
being something else.
I thought it was going to be that too. I thought it was going to be one of those bros chats where you just say everything.
If the joke was made about black men, they would have done the same thing. Well, yeah, that's true. They would have probably done the same thing.
It's polite and proper. I did think, what do you guys do when you hang out with the boys?
A lot of racism and sexism and homophobia, but that homophobia is usually grabbing each other's balls. So also sexual assault, but it's consensual. We just pretend it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's called a gay chicken.
We play games.
What kind of games do you play?
What we're grateful for.
Yo,
I will sometimes just say 10 things we're grateful for.
I hate that you guys have created an energy on this podcast where instead of just saying what we're grateful for and appreciating the community that we build, we try to make each other laugh with inappropriate jokes. I hate that kind of boys hang.
Yeah, we should change it.
I want to change that. Can we start right now?
Let's make it a Shabbat dinner.
Yeah, let's make it a Shabbat dinner.
See? He's Jewish. I knew it.
Okay, what is that?
It's the vibes we need.
Just a vibe. Yes. Talk about our weeks. Be grateful.
Yes.
Turn down everything else in the world.
You see why
Talk
everyone
money.
hates them? Do you see why? Because that's their idea of fun. Their idea of fun is sitting around, eating food that didn't taste good, and then telling everybody what they're grateful for. I'm going to try to do that, though.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we should do.
There we go.
Can we make an agreement right now?
Turn it into
No
it.
more inappropriate jokes.
I like that.
Bro, this is fucking boring. I get it. It's like it's a sarcastic joke. I just like I get it. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, we get it. Yeah.
Especially from you and even you.
I like that.
Yeah.
You never say anything
I don't.
inappropriate.
I don't. I'm the most appropriate.
You are. Thank God. One of us.
Constantly. Yeah, I have to be.
Please
Keep
continue.
you guys in line.
In something that's like really, really hurt people that look to us for support and look to us to feel protected. And protected is the main thing that I wanted to discuss is that it is our duty to protect you guys.
Pause.
Yo,
I feel like we've failed.
Bro, this joke's making me want to fucking jump off a fucking building.
yo.
I feel like we've
Apologize for this. Apologize for this joke is worse than the black woman joke.
failed. Akash.
Yo.
At least that one was quick.
The past, how many years have we been doing this?
6, 7.
The past 7 years, where I've been saying that your people fuck mud,
Yeah.
and you have been saying that my people fuck sheep.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've protected either of our people.
You know what? You're right. You're right. And it's our duty to protect people.
Scottish people, I just want to say that I apologize to all of you for letting this mudfucker say
And Jewish people. That's what he meant as well.
we fuck sheep.
And Scottish people, I apologize that you're all so ugly that you have to fuck sheep. I apologize for that.
It's our duty to protect people.
Wait, so whenever we see a video of an Indian guy fucking mud, what is that?
We haven't seen one.
Oh, really?
We've seen a guy fucking a girl in mud. They fuck mud.
Oh,
Nah,
You've seen that movie?
the other videos, they
Saltburn.
were going down on the mud.
Y'all be doing foreplay. Y'all be warming up the mud. It's wet already. Stop making jokes. Hey, stop trying to have fun with the boys now. Al, you're trying to have fun with the boys.
I'm thankful for you guys, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you just say 2 things you're grateful for? Because what you
Black women. Better be black women. Better be black women. Don't say black. Hey, if you don't say black women, it's a problem, Al.
I'm thankful that you guys.
Don't say I'm thankful that I'm not married to a black woman. Don't you dare say that. Don't
God
dare say that.
damn.
Don't dare say that. I'm saying what not to say.
She's from Spain.
I gotta protect my woman now.
Okay, keep going.
Sorry, Indians, by the way. Yeah. I apologize.
No, I apologize. I should have protected you.
I apologize.
Because you're not capable of protecting yourself. That's the thing. I don't think that you're capable of protecting yourself, so it's my job to protect you. I got to infantilize you, and I apologize.
Yeah, and say Indians don't fuck mud.
I don't think that we have it in us to overcome jokes, so I apologize. I should protect
You
you.
guys have never fucked mud, and you've never smelled.
Well, I feel like you added that.
That's true.
And I'm going to protect us.
That is true.
How are
We
you
don't
going to protect
smell
them?
when we come here.
I think they don't smell ever. I don't think they've ever smelled. I wouldn't even make a caveat. And your food is sanitary.
What the fuck?
That's the thing I believe. And
You're not sanitary. What are you talking about?
I'm saying,
Piss in the sink.
I'm grateful that they're
Holy shit. And this is why I don't watch this fucking podcast. When do I skip until? This is actual fucking brain rot. I want to light my nutsack on fire. All the hairs. Just die.
And we fucked it on that occasion.
did.
It's not going to happen again. Something
you don't know
that you don't
about,
know what's
yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, once it's happened one time, you're like,
Pause. You know what's mad funny about
Yeah, the fake laugh really doesn't sell. It's just grating to the fucking ears.
this? Is that they had shit that they asked to take out the episode. You know what they didn't ask to take out?
your racist slander.
That's funny. I mean, I imagine he's not going to say exactly what they want to take out. I meant as a professional courtesy, not that they need to honor that now. But yeah, I mean, if they had the ability to say, "Hey, we don't want this in the podcast," then why wouldn't they ask about that joke too? If they found it so horrendous, and if they clearly they were made comfortable enough to feel at least that they could ask to take stuff out of the podcast, they would have been able to ask about that moment. Like, hey, can you cut that out? I thought it was like a little lowbrow. So, and they didn't. They didn't bring it up. So despite the fact that it was made clear to them that they were comfortable enough to be able to ask to pull some stuff out of the podcast, they didn't do that. The fact that that happened means that they didn't find that to be particularly offensive. And they didn't fight or flight anything.
What's your nose twitching? They had shit. Their producer, whatever, was like, "Hey, we really think that's inappropriate. We'd like to take that out. That's very uncomfortable." Their fight and flight instinct really kicked in after the power down. But with that joke about the black women, nothing really seemed. The fight or flight wasn't really there. Your delivery was too good. I think maybe they were seduced by the delivery.
Yeah,
I like them. I feel bad they're going through this, but you don't got to protect anybody. That's what I would say.
I
to
like
y'all
them too.
personally, to y'all publicly. You don't got to protect. Your people are equal. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's listen to the end of the apology.
You learn from your mistakes, and
that's true.
That's literally
Literally,
learn from your mistakes.
yeah, we fucked it, and we're sorry.
You
And
definitely do apologize.
it's for me like it's one of them ones where you don't realize that, like, for one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
Especially
After watching this fucking podcast and the apology from the other podcasts, I think this for the first time in my life, I could confidently say I would rather listen to Black Women's podcast than this. This is fucking terrible. This is so fucking boring. This is terrible. This fucking the apology sucks. This podcast sucks. Everyone sucks. And Schulz is Jewish. It's a Jewish last name. Okay? Stop hiding from us, Andrew.
When you're not, when unintentionally.
Unintentionally, for real,
And
yeah.
also, on top of that, it was so crazy that, like,
We have tunnels underground.
the narrative that's inspired about how we feel about our community.
Ooh.
The irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community and show how
We love our
us, how
community.
much time we spent at
We
the
love
shows and just like getting to know people and just
We
like
love our
understanding our
community.
community better and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community and how much our community show up.
Careful what you wish for. Why?
Show up.
What's going to happen? A bunch of black women are going to yell at me. Oh no! Please don't yell at me and humiliate me, black women. Whoa, no, that'd be terrible. Oh no! There's no downside to this scenario for me. I hope you understand that. It's my fucking thing, man. I'm living out a fantasy, so I get to say whatever I want, and then I get positive reinforcement for it. In my perspective, how do I lose?
For us, and then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to have this conversation now. But at the end of the day,
at the beginning of the day,
mistakes make you a better person.
Mistakes do make you a better person.
Guys, I made a mistake. I am better. I'm fucking. You know what? You know why they think that? Because they think that they're fucking Dragon Ball Z characters. Mistakes make you better. When you lose, you actually win. Your power level skyrockets, guys. That's us. You know, they got Dragon Ball Z stuff somewhere. I'm telling you that they do.
Perfect person. And yeah, we don't condone. We don't appease that behavior. We don't.
All right, we get it. So here's the thing. Listen, I do have empathy for what they're going through. They're young into this content game.
Exactly.
And this is what happens with a lot of people who are like funny on the internet, but they're not comedians. Yeah. So they are still concerned about cancellation. I think comedians, we understand that being funny is saying inappropriate things.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, there's a line here that like you can. It's okay as a comedian to make a mistake and like push too far and be sensitive to, or not even sensitive, and to be open to criticism and being told that you went a little far. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's it. It's like they could have, their apology could have just been like, yeah, you know, we laughed and we shouldn't. It was shitty of us, sorry, and that could have been it. Or Andrew could be like, yeah, you know what, that might have been over the line, but honestly, it's a joke, and like I'm not going to apologize for my jokes. That would have been fine too, because that kind of communicates that like it was over the line, but he's not going to apologize just fundamentally because he's a comedian, and that's like the, you know, he'll live and die on that. But then it would imply that he would accept feedback and in the future maybe change. Again, he doesn't have to change. I'm not saying he has to or anything. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with being a comedian and like accepting feedback and being like, you know what, maybe this was a little shitty and insensitive. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Sometimes that thing that's inappropriate is something about you. Sometimes
Guys,
it's about other people.
Turn on the talk to a podcast Turn on the talk to a podcast, please. This is fucking terrible.
But the nature of being funny is something inappropriate happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I think what...
I don't think the nature of being funny is something inappropriate happening. That's a form of humor. It's probably like the lowest fucking intelligence humor. That's the humor I make. No one's claiming I'm high IQ. I'm just saying, I think that people who can make things funny that aren't like edgy, that's funnier. If you can make me laugh without edgy jokes, that's funny. Because, like, that's tough. It's kind of easy to do a little bit of shock, edgy humor, honestly. Like, it's not very difficult. But making somebody laugh without that, I think is funny. I think it's a greater skill.
What they don't realize is because they're young in the game, and we've all went through this. It's like scary in the beginning. You really think you're going to be canceled. You're worried. I'm sure that they have people that they have to take care of, and they're like, oh, what if I have to go back and I have to get a regular job? Is it all over? I completely have empathy for
What do
that.
you guys think? Bus driver? What do you guys think? Bus driver or cool Matthew McConaughey? That's okay. I'm not going to do that joke. But what do you think, guys?
Realizes by apologizing, you're just amplifying it.
Yeah.
The people that are upset at this, the majority of them don't even listen to the podcast. A lot of them are probably resentful of your success. And
Maybe.
They're like, why the fuck should these guys make all this?
There might be a level of truth to that. I also feel like Andrew Schulz has decided that anytime he gets criticism, it's because people are jealous of him.
Money, and they're just like reacting to stupid videos on the internet and like telling
They're
stories.
just friends. I'm just friends.
Yeah, I'm just friends. Why can't I have millions of dollars like they have? So but they don't realize it. They really think it's their community. Your community still loves you. Your community still knows you. And if you actually have a community, like you say, which I do believe you do.
I mean, I will say I can appreciate the genuine empathy, I guess. You know, he's shitting on them and then also being like, oh, I get it. You know?
They're not going to immediately throw you away because of one clip where you're laughing at a clear fucking joke.
I was at the live show. They're not going anywhere. Your fans
you said
fucking love you.
You said the live show was amazing.
It was amazing. And your fans fucking love you. They're not going anywhere.
But what you have done, and this is hopefully the learning moment, is that you have empowered those people that are trying to cancel you. Remember, the people trying to cancel you.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong about this. Like, you have given them more ammunition. Like the D'Angelo Wallaces, who are very disconnected, have no understanding of the real world. They're young. They got rich young. They've never experienced any true oppression. They're just obnoxious, fucking annoying people. They're the ones that get to make additional content off of this. They get to virtue signal Pearl Clutch and somehow hypercut up this clip of Andrew Schulz, like the fucking 20 seconds worth of the joke. Oh, even I'm saying over pausing, and that's saying a lot. And then trying to Pearl Clutch and act like Andrew Schulz is the fucking, you know, the white devil. Okay, that's the only people that are really benefiting from this. You know, and then I guess me too, because I'm talking about it. I'm going to post about it. And, you know, it's just weak. Your response is weak. Because the joke is not warranted. This whole thing is stupid. Who fucking cares?
Get off on you being canceled. You having to come out and apologize and bend to their whim and change the disposition of who you are. And it is a change, right? Because you had the ability to edit it out. You chose not to edit it out. Didn't mean anything to that. You only want to edit it, or you only want to talk about it now because of the negative reaction. If nobody reacted to it, you wouldn't go back and be like, we feel horrible and we have to protect our community and all this other bullshit you're saying. The learning lesson here is you do not apologize, because you're just going to empower these people who aren't even part of your community in the first place. You guys have built something with people who actually know you and care about you, and one thing that happens could never sway them, especially on a podcast where you're joking around. Like, it's ridiculous. That's a learning lesson.
And I think also when you're first going through that, you think about, oh, we have black female fans. I appreciate them so much. I think they must be so hurt by this. They're not hurt by this. You don't realize that. You start feeling empathy for people that
probably not.
Don't feel bad, that weren't hurt. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you're thinking.
Yeah, white people. Because I feel, well, how many black, this is a real question. How many black women said something about this? I guess D'Angelo Wallace is one. But other than that, how many black women were like, hey, we're offended by this? Because I've noticed a lot of white people are fucking offended for everybody else. It's very interesting behavior. I think it's because we don't have anything that we can feel offended about personally. So we're like, you know, white people almost enslave the feelings of black people and then get offended on their behalf. And it's kind of the truth. Let's not lie. Okay. Still doing it. So maybe it's in our blood. We gotta cut that behavior out, guys. Okay, we got to leave that in the past. The past is the past, guys. We got to knock it off.
About all the black girls you see at the live shows, blah, blah, oh, those girls are probably so heartbroken. They think no, they don't. They know who you are.
Those girls know who you are. They know you're joking. Go out.
So I agree with everything you said, but I think in their situation, I don't necessarily feel like they shouldn't apologize because their fan base is different. You guys are comedians. You cultivated a fan
It's not about the apology. It's really the way that they apologized.
base.
They acted like they were the fucking victims of the scenario and that they got locked up and they froze. They acted like, let's be fucking real. They acted like Andrew Schultz's joke raped them. Like, sorry to be so explicit, but they said fight or flight. They're acting like they got sexually assaulted by this guy. Like, it's fucking insane. They didn't fight or flight. They had the opportunity to have it removed from in the back end, like Andrew Schulz was just saying. They knew that. But they're fucking sitting here pretending that something like that happened. Fight or flight over a joke. Fuck out of here.
that are used to edgy jokes. So their fans tuned into the show and heard them talk or laugh about jokes in a way that they've never done before. And so their fans can be.
Bro, some bored motherfucker was watching Andrew Schultz's podcast from 2 months ago and was like, oh, do you see this? And they probably posted on Twitter, and then it became a thing.
Disappointed. So it's like, I don't think it's wrong to necessarily apologize in that aspect.
I would agree with you if.
Why the fuck is this video is called H3 Explains Sneeko Beef.
All right, guys, we are back.
What the hell is this? Also, why is Ethan going on press tours talking about Sneeko so much? What is... Okay, you know what? I don't care. It's just a weird... I don't like Sneeko. It's just weird behavior.
The reaction to that episode happened immediately after it came out. There was no negative reaction after it came out. This is like a month, 2 months after the episode came out. And what, to me, that's indicative of somebody who just likes canceling or causing nonsense on the internet. They're trying to like bait people with, you know, the
This is also on the back end of another thing about them. This supports the thing. People are already not liking them for whatever reason. And it's not because of them. It's because they're resentful, hateful, angry, bitter, jealous people who see these guys fucking...
Oh, I mean, I don't know if that's true. Is there like something else that they did wrong and now this is just a dog pile? Because that's also a real thing.
Killing it, being happy, having fun, all over. They're going across continents.
For doing nothing.
Yeah,
Podcasting, like, it looks like it's the easiest thing in the world. And honestly, it's really not that hard. Like, I understand why people are resentful of the success of podcasting.
Yeah.
I really will say, I don't think that people resent podcasters that much. I could be wrong. I think that you guys are just annoying as fuck. And people don't know how to not engage with it. Like, this is fucking... I hate this podcast. I mean that with every fiber of my being. I'm not going to watch it. You know what I mean? I'm watching it for this. I don't feel the need to go out of my way to try to cancel people because I find them annoying and frustrating. I just find it boring. They're unlikable to me. And that's just my opinion, and we all know my opinions are facts, right? But then again, I'm just jealous of their success now. But like, I'm just not going to watch. Like, I'm just going to... like, I can, you know, if there's people... If you don't like something, just don't engage with it. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. They don't have another thing that they could do to justify where they are. Like, we do stand-up. And everybody, you can say whatever you want about stand-up, but most people are scared to do it.
Yeah.
It is an art, a skill that you can refine.
That is true. That's very true. Like, I could never... I mean, maybe I could do stand-up. I don't have the balls for it. That's tough, man. You got to go up. You have to bomb. You have to fail at stand-up to be good at it. You have to legitimately, you know, failure is feedback. You become a better person. Was that good? Is that Scottish or a Jewish accent? I don't know. You have to like actually fail. I don't know, man. I'm too self-conscious for that kind of thing. So like, yeah, that's like a legitimate skill.
Like, say whatever you want about like Draymond Green's podcast. You can't talk that much shit about him hooping.
Yeah.
That shit is hard. You can't hoop like him. Yeah. You might be critical. You say, oh, I can't shoot, whatever. But you can't hoop like him. You're not going to lock down 7-footers at 6'7" or whatever the fuck he is like he does. And they don't have that other thing to justify what they have.
Stand up, most of you won't even get on the stage. So
exactly.
Yeah. But,
so
so people are resentful, so they do this thing, and then they find this podcast clip, just justify whatever BS narrative they're spinning about these guys, and then they throw that on the fire. And that's why I felt bad.
The fundamentals of what they're saying, I agree with. In the sense, like, what I don't know if it's that they're jealous. The fundamentals of they have a preconceived idea of them, and they're looking for something to support that idea, right? Like, organically, the podcast clips probably don't communicate the hatred to the people that they're hating on. In this case, ShxtsnGigs, bro. This is really fucking me up. I really can't. Like, look at this. You can't. Why would you? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell's around? It's in my fucking head. I'm sorry, but anyway, they probably have a preconceived idea, like I don't like them, and then they'll find information that supports it, rather than finding information and then going like, oh, I don't like this person. Because I imagine most of their content is like uninteresting in the sense that like it's not controversial, right? It's not like controversially interesting. I'm sure it's interesting. It's fine. Probably not for me, but right. So.
That like they're using us as a tool And the joke, I didn't even know what the joke was. I watched the joke. It's so clearly a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's so clearly a joke, and it's fun.
Well, I mean, again, jokes can be vehicles to drive home points. Like you can use humor as a way to be like legitimately racist or sexist. It's like would be considered a dog whistle. Do I think that's really true? No, I think that Andrew just thinks he's funny, and I think that he's not. In my opinion, I know he's a comedian. This is a personal taste thing. You know, I think that he thought that was funny. That's it. I don't think that he hates black women. I really don't. That's just me personally. I think that he thinks that that's funny.
Funny. Yeah, okay. We said much crazier things and laughed at it. That was so quick and so funny and such a turnaround that you just have to laugh at it. It's just taking what you said and then turning it around back on. It's like verbal jujitsu, and that's why you laugh.
I get their position. Like, it sucks. I do think they're nice guys, but
yeah, they're awesome.
Being in that spot, like, I just don't think you ever need to apologize for laughing at a joke. Like, if they came on and said the joke, then maybe they can be like, look, I did something wrong. I said a joke I shouldn't have said. My apologies. But like, they just laughed at a joke. Like, I laugh at shit that's fucked up.
All the time. You see a fat person fall off a building and die.
Why? I was like, okay, fat people falling is funny. Why do they fall off a building and die? That's terrible.
And crush a daycare.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is a funny thing. You never saw that? Like,
that's what I mean. It's shocking for the sake of being shocking.
Fat person fall off a building and crush an entire daycare.
It's extremely funny.
Yeah, it is a crazy thing to happen.
It's so tragic.
Yeah, Israel does it all the time.
I just wasn't offended as a black woman. I think people felt like they should be offended and blew it up. It was funny. Was it funny? No. Was it personally offended? No. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. And I am also a black woman. Just kidding. But yeah, no, that's you know, that makes sense to me, what you're saying. I agree.
I'm in Gaza. Actually, that's...
Yeah.
You just start seeing hands.
More specific. It does get less funny, but it's still pretty funny.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. Maybe we went too far. Maybe you guys went too... Anyway, we don't have to bring it back to the Jews, which is often what happens in conversation.
That's what
how the fuck? What did I miss? Did I fall asleep again?
Does though. He does always bring it back to the Jews.
With this guy.
But he had a great time in Vegas.
Great time.
It wasn't that good.
It was not
Get off your phone so much, bro.
It was not
Every
that
time the camera cuts to you, Dub is on his phone.
Oh,
You're like
so cool.
watching the fight.
Yeah.
And he's like,
you see the
He was videotaping. He was videotaping.
yeah, you're right there in front. Use your eyes. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, enjoying the men.
That was insensitive.
What else is there?
They are good guys. They're new to this game and they're gonna figure it out. But I have noticed this kind of thing happen with like the funny people on YouTube that are podcasters that aren't stand-ups. It's not just them, it's other people as well. And I think it's just because they don't really understand like the essence of jokes.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that like if they did and jokes were important to them, they would defend the jokes. You'll never have a comedian come in here and apologizing about it because then we'd have to apologize for every single thing we do. We have to apologize for our existence. Yeah. For them, they're like, all right, we could just apologize and move on. It's going to come with you. You apologize now. The next time you guys laugh at a fucked up joke about something else, that community's coming for you. Because
yeah, you know, you're giving them like that feedback. Sure, that's the level of truth.
Everybody's sniffing. It might be black women now. You might make an Asian joke. Now the Asians are coming. Everybody out there has their intent.
I like it when Asians come.
It's up and they're like, yo, we could cancel these motherfuckers because they're going to go bend over the second we start lighting up their Twitter. So hopefully this is a learning lesson for them.
But maybe they have different rules in England or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, they're softer over there too.
Like you can't say spaz or the N-word even?
Yo.
Okay.
Wait. What?
I don't like those words either. Well, I like them. I just publicly I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding.
Wait, I mean, you can't. I'm saying you can't.
Mark, are you going to get us canceled by the spaz community? I feel like this.
All right.
I think it's Down syndrome. I think it's like people with mental disabilities.
Oh, what is it here?
It's kind of like a kid that has sugar. I think.
Yeah, isn't it like you just
like
had
a weird like
frosted mini wheats in the morning and then you?
All right, I think I'm bored. This is so boring.
Is a rap song.
We get it. They're cool guys and they're young and P. Diddy. All right. Yeah, man. Cool. Like I said, when it comes to this whole Andrew Schulz stupid joke, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I wasn't a particularly good joke. Don't really care. But the ShxtsnGigs guys are fucking pussies, so.